I haven't got any sepulturian demands. All right there. Oh, that's a bit dark, isn't it? I can do this. A little bit of side lighting. And I can do this. How is everyone? All right. 30-minute break I've had today. Oh, yeah. But I did have which is always nice. It's amazing, isn't it? Even at my advanced years, doing what you're meant to do, and she's at her most fertile. Oh, the rhythm method in reverse. Do you remember when you don't do it when you're a teenager because fuck it. Vart in the early door makes me feel like Sinkador, which is Kamaya First Sucking Cock, which is a very sensual start to the stream. Banned. You know, there is actually a thing on YouTube when you go through, when you've uploaded a video and all that, and you go through and you say, it says things like, if you put ads on, which I don't, I do. I rarely put ads on videos, but if you do, it says, right, has your video got any of these? And it keeps getting longer. Like the first one's like profanity. And then it's like hate speech. And then it's like anything that might upset anyone. Do you shout too much? You know, are there any loud noises? I'm not joking. They're not quite that bad, but you can imagine they're not that far off them. But in the profanity one, it's actually about the timing. I wonder if I can show you. I can't show you because I can't upload a video now. Hang on, let me see. YouTube terms of service profanity. Because it's really interesting. Let's see where I probably can't see it, but there's a thing where it sort of says within the first 5 minutes or something. Yeah, let's see if this is it. No, I can't find it, but it sort of says there's one bit where it says within the first 5 minutes or the thumbnail. Isn't that weird? That's really like what would you call that? Oh, he's here. I got you penned in for an email. Everyone's been wondering where you are. People have been asking about your marzipan. What an absolute treat to see you. But if YouTube are like, is it in the first 5 minutes or is it on a thumbnail? What's that saying? That's saying it's a superficial concern. You know, as long as it looks, you know, as long as the thumbnail's okay. And, you know, if any of if you're an advertiser, you're not going to watch a whole video, are you? You're just going to go, well, let's check some of these and just watch the first few minutes. Oh, that's okay. This is all right. But after the watershed, fuck. Bum, anal bastard. You know, say what you want. Very strange that there's a time restriction on that. I'm not telling you off YouTube. My account currently at YouTube headquarters, which is 1 million screens with like robots sitting there with like 50 eyes and 20 fingers and specially bred to moderate the global 60 hours of content that's uploaded every minute. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, going back, it's incredible, and not, you know, I'm not. We all have a bit of sex occasionally, but it's weird that, you know, as soon as I was about 5 and discovered that if those hands that were doing nothing grabbed hold of that other appendage, dare I say, proboscis, that was doing nothing, I went like this. Oh, oh. Isn't it weird, especially in Western culture, when young boys grab hold of their willy, which they do, mothers say, oi, stop playing with it or it'll fall off. That's a not traumatic thing to tell a young boy at all. That isn't going to set the whole of civilization up for terror. I use the word specifically for terror. You know, sarcasm may well be the lowest form of wit. I don't think it is, actually. I think sarcasm is quite a refined form of wit. You've just got to do it well. But kids don't understand sarcasm. When your mother the person you've bonded with, the person who you've learnt about affection, care, the potential for abandonment, the potential for loss, the potential for absence, pain, love. You know, these are meta concepts that are the sort of building of the child's personality. Oh, I've got to do the old flicker lark again. But it's that person who says to you, stop playing with it or it'll fall off. I'm not joking here. This isn't like some hack comedy routine. Mothers, eh? What's all that about? Stop playing with it, it'll fall off. I'm actually making a serious point. That isn't a good thing to tell a kid. That is a terrible thing to tell a kid. What they should say is, stop playing with that in public. There. Makes absolute sensual. But yeah, really not impressive. There are some cultures, you know, in Western cultures, we rock prams, don't we? If the baby's crying, you often see a mother just sort of rocking the pram out the corner of, you know, while she's talking to her friends, or we rock them. That movement is not arbitrary. You know, we don't sort of give them a little shiver. We don't sort of tap them. We rock them. And that is part of building up that whole sense of wanting to reproduce. There are some cultures where the mothers play with the child's penis. It might not sound healthy to you, but this is what they do to calm their children. Look into it. You know, and it's peculiar. Now, you might think that's really peculiar, but we also suck our mother's tits. I mean, when you say it like that, it sounds a little... Hello, Cook-a-Book over there on Twitch. We don't get many viewers on Twitch, so I'd always appreciate someone giving it a go. Maybe you haven't chosen the best stream to start with, but thanks, and it was nice knowing you for a couple of seconds. But we do suck our mother's tits. I know you don't want to hear it, but not only did you do it, you wanted it more than anything. You wanted it more than anything. You screamed your lungs out to get hold of that. Strange situation, isn't it, being young? I did not intend to talk about that. What I did intend... Look at Joan. Joan thought Twitch was over. Twitch is actually huge. I do not bend to power. I think there is referring to when in some... Got to be so careful here. In some cultures, when in very orthodox versions of particular religions, once the child's penis is circumcised, which is, you know, that's a topic that I think deserves debate. I personally don't agree with it, and I've never bought the idea that it's cleaner. You know, that's a crazy thing to say. Your lips would be cleaner if you cut them off, you know, because they wouldn't be there. The few friends I've got who've been circumcised are gutted. And all of them, every mate who I've got who I know is circumcised doesn't want to be. For the simple reason that layer of skin that covered the glands, protected it and left it sensitive. So that when it was being used other than urinating, you could expose it and it was like hypersensitive, which made it sensual to use because you could feel. And I'm not, you know, maybe if anyone in the chat's circumcised and wants to put another side of this argument in, I'm quite happy to... You know, I'm not saying proved wrong. This isn't scientific. I'm talking about a few mates of mine. But all of them have said it's like a lump of leather. You know, they've got to fucking go some to get it to completion, so to speak. It's in many ways it's very brutal and barbaric, you could say, but it is also a tradition. It's also ritualistic, and there are values obviously in traditions and rituals. There's also values in father and son relationships that are carried out during those things. So I'm not defending it. I've already told you what I think about it. But I think what our man I Don't Bend to Power was talking about is so in some very orthodox circumcision religions, after the cutting, they suck the blood off. It's neither right nor wrong, I suppose. It's I think there's problems because there were cases of the children contracting sexually transmitted diseases. That's not fair. That's not fair. It's not fair. But there you go. Hello, 42. Hello, Billy Blogs, 42. What's the name? Eldritch, King Corona, JP, Lumi, Duckboy Jiden. Hello, Duckboy, King Corona, Mad Lizzie. There's a circumcision support group. Good Lord. Circumcision Anonymous. Hello, Emma G. Sean says, we don't prepare young people for manhood like many cultures. I totally agree, Sean. I've spoken at length on this channel about the lack of adequate rituals to mark, understand, assist, and record the transition of boys to men and girls to women. I mean, both boys and girls get it hard when they're going through puberty. And that was a terrible choice of phrase. But, imagine being a girl and just bleeding. That's true. Unless you're prepared for it, wouldn't it be nice to have some kind of extended family understanding of that process and it was celebrated and there was a tradition and people, and there would be dancing and sort of, things that had gone on for centuries, thousands of years, rather than just, your mother sitting watching telly in her bra and having a snout going, yeah, it's your period, love. Nothing but hassle now, nothing but hassle. Shut up moaning, will you? I'm trying to watch EastEnders. So, yeah. The point I was trying to make before I got so strangely distracted was, even at my age, for all the things I've done in my life, all the things I desire and everything that I do, a hump still leaves you feeling wonderful. It was fucking brilliant. It was lovely. It was absolutely lovely. So what? That's it. That's all I've got to say about that. Mad Lizzie says her other half is circumcised and he doesn't care. There you go. Yeah, I wouldn't fancy catching a non-circumcised bell end on a thorn, to be fair. Sean took a slightly different route than me when talking about boys turning into men. We don't prepare. It started well. We don't prepare them, teach them about guns, etc. What is the etc. there, Sean? Grenades, RPGs. Hello, Lulu. Crosshatch. I mean, it's strange, isn't it? Because circumcision's a bit like saying I was born in the wrong body. I don't know. I think it's an awful thing to do to a child. That's my outlook on it. Resisting the lies. Hello, Vulture Droid. Nice to see you. All right, Vincent. Rags. Oh, yeah. Al wrote to me, emailed me. He said, "Sorry, mate, I fell asleep 2 minutes after Rags come on." He said, "It's not a slight on Rags. I was knocking back some booze." And I said to him, "Don't worry, Rags fell asleep 2 minutes after he came on as well." The earless one. Absolutely earless. Yeah, that's a point, Willow. I know a bloke who had to have it done at old age because he couldn't move the the cover, well, what you've just said, he couldn't move it back. The banjo string, dang, 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 was too tight. So, yeah, he had that as well. But yeah, it was good fun yesterday. I have actually. Hello, Barkley. Nice to see you. Hello, John. Manny Moo. Hello, Carl. Good Lord, Carl. That picture of you and you that you sent me, I mean, it's private, but wow. What a transformation. Well done, Carl. I thought a lot about that. I'll tell you what, people, I'm getting a slight pulsing in my right eye. And if that becomes a migraine, I'll have to ditch this. I don't usually get this. I might turn the brightness down just a little bit. I mean, I'm sure you'd rather see me less than not at all. Oh, don't give me a migraine. That would be ridiculous. Anyway, I have got some things to talk about. 100 people here already. Good Lord. And we've got another person on Twitch. Hello, Mythophrenikus. It shows to affect the emotional development of the brain. It's a profound trauma. Yeah, I mean, that I can't prove that. And obviously, you know that's not evidence saying that. But that wouldn't surprise me at all. You know, children know pain, don't they? You know that if something's happening to you that hurts, that don't you? Thanks for popping in from Twitch. That's very kind of you, giving it a go. Hello, Mousecat. Mousecat, I was seeing what you were writing in the old lifeboat. I think maybe listen a little bit to what I nearly sent you an email. I nearly rung you up, actually, but you said a couple of things. I think maybe think about what Chris was saying yesterday. Just because, they're clamping down. I'll tell you what, actually, talking about clamping down, we've just got there's a little link there. I spoke to Dan today. I spoke to old Dan, the iconoclast. It was absolutely lovely. Boy's been in the gym, isn't he? Boy's been in the gym as well. Pair of us. Pumping iron. Vart. That would be the second Vart. That's no lie. That would be the second Vart. That would be the third Vart. That's no lie. Oh, let me just get these donations appreciated. Hello, Martin. Good to see you, son. Hello, Silence. How are you? How are you? Came out a bit weird, but the sentiment remains. Illuminatus, have I said hello to you? Joshua says, F YouTube, 76 to Twitch. 42 drops a Lady Godiva, very kind. Look up The Bloodstained Men when you get a chance. The effects of male genital mutilation are horrific, and there are better medical options. Off to work. Later, scrubs. Leaving us with that. Okay, if people want to follow that conversation up, check out The Bloodstained Men. Nice one, 42. Have a good day, night, afternoon, evening at work. The Bullet. Hey, boss. Hey, Bullet. Nice to see you, man. Hope you're well. Nice one for the Donatiati. Hello, Jays. I know. Is there still 3 people, or has all this glands talk have they left already? Are you back on your Jack Jones? Hello, No Cat Popeye. Liam, did I say hello to you? Yeah, I thought it was 86. That's what you say in restaurants, isn't it? But maybe it was rhyming slang. But I mean, it doesn't really matter. If it ends in 6, you can. But yeah, mashed potato, 5 spot, Lady Godiva, Phil Saliva. The lictor's rods are made of wood. The lictor's rods are made of wood, not wheat, by the way. Are you what are we talking about? Is that the little tube Yeah, I don't know enough about this, to be honest with you. If you're talking about the same thing, so I maybe. That's what you said on the last stream. Hang on. Did I talk about lictor's rods? I don't even know what a lictor's rod is. Wheat. What did I talk about? Wheat and rods. I'm not saying I didn't, but when you prattle on for 2.5 hours, it's more of an emptying out than a a memory session for me. If you want to clear that up a bit more, mashed potato, I'm quite happy to know. J Cav, hello mate. My best bit is trim. Okay. There's a few of you over there on Twitcheroony. Hello, Niggler. I can't believe it. Black helicopter again. As soon as danger starts streaming. I'll tell you what, Billy, I've got my own one. Look. Oh, you might not be able to see it in this light. Hang on. No, you can't see that. You can see a little bit there, can't you? Look. Basically, I've got my Apocalypse Now. Oh, I'll tell you what I'll do. Especially for you, Bill. Especially for you, because you took it hard yesterday. Let's see if you can see it now. There you go. You can see it a bit more, can't you? Saigon. Shit. All this time, and I'm still only in Saigon. I didn't say a word until I said yes. I didn't say a word to my wife until I said yes to a divorce. Just dropping in Apocalypse Now quotes. Right, I'll tell you what. The feces, I don't know what licked his rod. I'm with you, Willow. Not a Danny LaRue. Mashed potato, Vart. Are you confusing this with a different stream? Are you confusing this with something, a sensual website you perhaps went to? Mashed potatoes face palm. Matt D, the donations are coming in rapido style, which is always lovely. Fail, whatever. I want to know, but I really don't know. Lictors were Roman emperors' bodyguards. Did I talk about? I haven't got a fucking clue. What did she say, John? Did you say, why am I chopped? Steve's jacking up. My boy Cray's jacking up. There you go. No worries, son. No, as I said to you, it's my privilege that you mod. It's not something I expect. It's a real privilege. I think that's fair enough, mate. I think that's fair enough. So listen, while there's 120 of you here, I've uploaded another Dragon's Den response video. I've done one yesterday, the feminist fail, and I've done another one. Now, just quickly, it took me ages. It didn't. I uploaded it. That's what takes ages, exporting the video and then uploading. Actually, uploading took about 5 minutes of my new fiber optic broadband. But then it said, this is blocked in the UK because of this segment. So I edited that segment out, about 2 minutes. Uploaded it again. No, exported it, then uploaded it again. This is blocked because of this segment. I thought, oh, Jesus. Edited that bit out, uploaded it, exported it, uploaded it again. This video is blocked because of this segment. I thought, my naivety is causing this, because essentially the thing that recognizes copywritten content doesn't read the old video and say, that bit's ours. The first bit it engages with, it just says, no, can't use that. So if I cut a bit out, it's just going to find another bit because I'm responding to 20 minutes of video. So in the end, I've just uploaded it and it's blocked to UK viewers, which make up 76% of my viewers. However, get a VPN, say you're in America, you can watch it. Get the Tor browser, you can just watch it. So rather than just dump it, I thought I might as well upload it. But please, I beg you to, you can get a free VPN. I'll even give you a link, and it's a pretty good one as well. And you've only got to use it for this video, and maybe more Dragons, because I want to do a series of these Dragon Den response videos, but I got away with the first one. But if they start blocking them, if you haven't got a VPN, you're not going to be able to see them. But, I mean, it is quite handy having a VPN, to be honest with you. Let me just grab a link to a free one. It's free. Usually with free VPNs, there's adverts and shit, but there isn't with this one. There's no adverts, no data limits, no logs. It doesn't log your use or anything. RP. Yeah, I've just put a link in the chat to Proton VPN. It's totally free. There's no ads. It doesn't log your information. Maybe have a look at that, because the geezer that I've responded to on Dragon's Den is nuts, and it's absolutely worth a watch. I'm not just trying to get you to watch my video. Well, I am, but not for my benefit, because I think you'll really enjoy it. We all know a bloke like the bloke in that particular Dragon's Den. You know, he's spent his life reading self-help books and listening to motivational speakers, and he just thinks if he thinks he can do it, he can do it. I've got nothing against positive thinking. In fact, I absolutely support positive thinking, but I also believe in positive action and knowledge. You know, take any of those out of them. Take any one of those out of that little triptych, and you won't succeed. And he only had the one. He only had the confidence in his ability to succeed. That ain't enough. RP Ayrton Senna, Aprasha Kanatu. He says this: evening, Chris and Scrubs. Removal of the foreskin so the skin of helmet becomes kaline. A study of two tribes in Africa, one cut, the other not. The Chop tribe had hardly any cases of AIDS. Well, the thing is, I've read reports contrary to that, but I'm not a scientist. I'm not a scientist, so you know, I'd be interested to know how maybe the people that were circumcised didn't get as much sex. You know, it's a strange. And where's the control group there? You can't just circumcise half a load of people and then get them to report back, oh, you lot have got AIDS. But you know, who knows? Who knows? I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor. My opinion on it is, I would, from what I have read and from what I know about childhood development, which is actually something, because I have actually studied that, I would suggest whatever else you've got to say about it, there will be some trauma. Nice one, Raymond. Threw something else into the pot there. Hello, Clark. And Raymond, thanks for that donation. Very generous. Regular supporter of the channel. Hello, Emrys. How are you, son? I don't know what K-line means even. I put the link to that Proton VPN in the chat, by the way. K-line meaning. I've never heard the word. What does K-line mean, Raymond? It ain't even on the internet as a word. K-line. Have I spelled it right? K-A-L-I-N-E. I don't know what that means. Raymond, is that a typo, mate? Mashed potatoes still going. He says, it's the Lictor's rods. And Matt says, no rod licking round here. Well, I'll have you know otherwise. Maybe your stoned penis doesn't get any action, Matt. Hello, iTower. I'm glad you noted that, Sean. Bill's just coming in happy. Look, Bill, we learned, didn't we, mate? We've caught you. You kept it under wraps for long enough, but we now know you're a stay high. And it all starts to make sense. It all starts to make sense. Planet X, you donated. Did I say thank you? Oh, yeah, I just read your message. I knew it come through, but I just thought, did I thank you? I've got bullets, got 42s, got RPs. Hang on, there was another one as well. Missed mine. Sorry, mate. And you donate like every stream. And again, much like Steve Cray, that's a privilege, not an expectation. Your reaction? Oh, what? You've seen the new one? You managed to see the new one? Oh, that's a great advert. Not the feminist one, but the lad who's gonna succeed. Please tell me that's the one you're talking about. I mean, don't lie to keep me happy. Maybe you're gonna say, "Oh no, I thought you meant yesterday's." Thanks for the donation, mate. That you do every day. Amazing. What's that? Hello, Cookerbook 48. Hello, Johnny. How are you, mate? I have actually got a couple of clips, people, but I do want to talk about change. I did give the video a title for a reason, and I will get onto it. I'm not going to do too long. It's already 2 o'clock in the morning here, so I probably got about an hour in me, probably about another 40 minutes. Bullet donated as well. I done that one, didn't I? Oh, a little burp there. Has RP cleared up K-line? I don't know what it means. Hello, the truth will set you free. How are you, son? Hello, Raver's Revenge. I couldn't watch even with a VPN. I know that's not good news. I wonder what the VPN is. Maybe some of them don't work, do they? Not saying yours doesn't, slagging off your VPN. Hello, Nyanthos. How are you, son? It's always a pleasure to see you here. Corona says there's a workaround. It's blocked for you. Yeah, Johnny, I think it will automatically upload in Odyssey, but it takes a couple of days, so I'll link everyone to that. But Crosshatch says change YouTube settings. Crosshatch, if you've got any more info on that. Liam reckons Tor's a bit flaky for vids. I've never tried it. I didn't even know. Someone said in the lifeboat earlier, so I just passed it on as if it was my information. Mashed potatoes still struggling. Anyway, check that one out if you need a freebie. It's a good one. Right, anyway. Where is... Hello, Mr. Mackenzie. Dragon's Den video. Yeah, but Andrew, you talking about the one with the feminist? Because there's two now, and they've said YouTube told me that the new one, which isn't the feminist one, is not available in the UK. Hello, Gaffney. How are you, son? Absolute pleasure to see you. Hello, Andrew. They're all in. They're all in. Lovely to see so many OG scrubs in. Incredible. Hello, RMF. I can't read that out. Rusk is gone. Sorry, mate. Sorry to have pulled the knowledge wool over your eyes all these years. You know what I really like? I really like messages like this one. When scrubs turn up who might not have been able to get here or whatever and hook up with another scrub. It's great. It's just great. Right, excuse me, people. Right, where are we? What's that there? Right. Chris has dropped a super sticker in. You don't get a VARP for a super sticker. JP's going to talk about K-line. VARP! Scale-line? Scalene? I thought that was a type of triangle, Jeff. Hello, Jeff. Saline? Good Lord, we're getting absolutely confused-a-rama. Keratin? Don't put a carrot on the glands. All I wanted to say was it was good to have sex. Better than staying drunk. There you go. Yeah, no, without a doubt. Without a doubt. All blogs find strange theories. There's no strange theories about you, Bill. There's one actual truth. You're a niggler. And just for Susan and co, niggler. There's a G in that. Oh, there's an L in that. Good call. Schrodinger's Gaffney has punned me out with doubt. Creatine glands. Fill it full of water. Muscle glands. Pump your glands, muscle. Pump your glands, muscle. LC350's outright just said morphine. But he hasn't. He said mopphine. Hello, Robert. How are you, bruv? I had a wallet made of my foreskin after I was circumcised, and when I rub it, it turns into a suitcase. Keep them coming, RW. Keep them coming. Crosshatch is watching what? Not the feminist one. This is going to be a tedious stream if I just keep saying that. Good Lord. As soon as you bragged about your internet, mine cut out. Lol. Chris convinced me to reduce my milk intake and my gut is shrinking. Hang on. As soon as you bragged about your internet, mine cut out. Chris convinced me to reduce my milk intake and my gut is shrinking. Yeah, it's to make little tiny cows massive and fat in a couple of weeks. Yeah, I've done the same. I halved the amount of milk I put in my cornflakes that I eat every morning, and my waist has gone about 2 inches smaller, and I'm proper taking the calories in because I'm lifting weights. So yeah, the truth will set you free's got proton, and it works for that new one, does it? Good stuff. The truth will set thee free. Dawn Browning on 2 nights on the trot. We are blessed. Morning, love. Wait, Dawn, I don't know if you were here for when RP said about K-line. He said about K-line levels. I've got to turn the light up a bit. I can't even see myself. If I can't, I'm sure you can't. And it's just weird, isn't it, having a stream where you can't see. It's not a lot, but that's a little bit better, isn't it? And so we've all been well, not all of us, but little woodpecker covered in blood. His name's John. He's got a flood. People have been suggesting what RP might have meant instead of K-line. And I thought you were suggesting a word. So I was like, morning, love. Oh, morning, lovelies. 4:50 a.m. here in the Antipodes. Master Ben has a new thing. Oh, good Lord. Behave. You anticipated my predictable response. He has a new thing when his alarm goes off. You might want to have a word with her and get her out of the bedroom, Dawn. Behave, knowing it was coming. That's proper morning. First thing he says is why. Then we, Behave, have a cuddle. You sure? Does he not say? You sure he doesn't say why after the cuddle? Morning. Thank you, Dawn. Lovely to see you. Thanks for the air and centre. Falstaff, you were brutal yesterday. I did see nearly all of your comments. I do tend to have an awareness of the scrubs, and you were savage yesterday. I obviously can't remember half of it, but fuck me, you were just if this stream was in real life, you were just going up to people who weren't coming up, who weren't thinking as much as they should about what they were saying, and just giving them a little slap. Right, where are we? Hello, Tech Roach. A pleasure. Alkaline. That's probably it, isn't it? Nice to see you, mate. I still haven't replied. I haven't read. I'm so busy. My Scrubs inbox steady is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But I will answer for sure. For sure, I will answer. It's lovely to see you here, because it's better than when I don't see you. When I don't see you here, I don't know how you are. And if you can find a bit of time to sit here and at least watch this and maybe have a little giggle here and there, that's nice. Kaolin and morphine. Do you remember separating it, getting the old straw in it, get that little niche of morphine out? Yeah, I remember doing it once, and then the next day just opening the bottle and going, fuck it. Kaolin can't be that bad for you. Oh, and straight away, Liam's on it. Face Huggersworth, who joined the firm yesterday. I'll see you in the next members stream. Her massive ego. Oh, this was from yesterday. That's from the feminist show, isn't it? Her massive ego and endlessly plummeting self-esteem. Add those two things together to create this monster. Yeah. Did you like that, Charlie? It was. It's true though, and as I said, she's been. We tend to be too gentle with damaged people, and it lets the damage fester. Yes, you need to be compassionate with damaged people, and she's clearly damaged. She's had a rough time. I'm not taking it away from her, but you don't help people like that by pretending the world's all fucking fairies and fruitcakes. You have to get them to come to terms with reality. And no, she's been elevated. People let her get away with anything. No, that's really good. No, you're really good. I bet after that appearance on Dragon's Den, her friend had said to her, "Listen, we might not have got an investment, but you really stood up for yourself, and that's your strong point. You stood up for yourself. You didn't back down, and that just tells her, no, stay how you are, stay like that." Because it's really unappealing and it's not good for business. Nice one, Charlie. Prasha Kanatu. Where else are we? Planet X said his mum used to do. There's hardly any morphine in. I think it's a little tincture of morphine. I mean, it's not laudanum, is it? But it reminds me of in my house. If me or my brother had a sore throat and my mother would get the old Benylin out, the other kid would get some as well, just because it tasted nice. So my brother would be going, Mum, and she'd get the old little spoon of Benylin, and I'd just be standing there, and it just went without saying that I'd get some as well, because in our house, that was like food, sustenance. If your mum put it in your mouth, you'd take it. Okay, come on. Some sugar, some energy. Pizzle's on the firm, he's on the firm. Pizzle's on the firm, he's on the firm. Yeah, no, that one, Andrew's fine. That one's fine. It's the second one I put up. Well, I'll just make a little short video to tell people they need a VPN and they'll be able to see the other one. If you can't watch it, does it just say this video is blocked in your country, or can you not see the thumbnail and you don't know the video's there? I don't want to keep talking about it because it's silly. Hello, Crags. Sean loves milk. Animal Rebellion are my enemies. Well, check this out. Right. Who was that organisation that was sitting on the M25, not letting cars drive, and someone got hit by a car and run over? The geezer who runs the organisation went on to Piers Morgan's show, or one of those morning shows, and rage quit. What was that? Was that in Evolution Solutions? Was that Extinction Rebellion? Is that their names? Is that organisation? RP, HIV, circumcision, and the fight against AIDS. YouTuber. All right, there you go. So there's a bloke who's got a channel. Raymond, are you drunk? There's a YouTuber that has made a video called that. Is there? I'm getting very confused. Matt, thank you, Raymond, though. Mousecat says, Chris, you'd love Animal Rebellion going on right now in the UK. They hate milk as well. Come on, don't try and... I drink plenty of milk, just not too much, that's all. Don't try and put me in with that crowd. That's totally unfair. Sorry, that was a pleasure to do. Good call. Why did I miss it, Sean? How did I miss it? The crack of dawn as well. Dawn's... I do mean that, Dawn. For the first time, I could have said that, Dawn. Damn you, life. Thank you, Sean. Better late than never, though. Well done, man. That's. You've just earned some points in the Big Scrub Book of Points. Amazing work for that. And I'm going to give you 200. Sean P. 200. I'm not joking, by the way, people. There is, look, there you go. Scrubs tick list. Who's winning at the moment? Someone's well out in front, isn't they? I think I gave him like 30 fouls. The old 30 foul. There it is again. Packers winning at the moment with 10,000. And in last place is, well, Otto. He don't come here anymore, does he? I hope I didn't upset him. I should really send him an email. Or maybe he's just busy. He's got loads of shit going down. Absolutely. Today, John, or just you? No, I read the first line, Tech Roach. You'd like just give me an update, and lovely to hear from you. When you disappeared like that, you know, I understand that this isn't your center of your cyclone, and you've got a fuck lot going on. Stuff that I probably couldn't cope with. I've been thinking about that lately. You know, I'm easily panicked. I had an ex-girlfriend today telling me that she was always amazed how I dealt with those gangsters chasing us around the country and trying to shoot me and all that hundreds of grands crap that I was in. And I said to her, I wasn't coping with it. I was fucking terrified. She said, yeah, but you just sort of seem to get on with things and that. Oh, you have to. What's the option? There's a girlfriend. She knows I'm streaming. She absolutely knows. Vartation has occurred. Vart! What's that on your head?
Cold.
That's it. Stick tissue. That's it. You got a cold, have you? Oi, do you remember when I was going, and you were going, do you remember that? Do you remember when I came out? Do you remember when I came outside with no clothes on? Remind me to tell you about that in a minute, darling. I'm making a video, love. I can't talk. You know I'm making a video. I told you about an hour ago. What?
I'm sick.
I know, but I've already serviced you.
I'm so cold. Cannot sleep.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Bye, love. Love you. Mwah. Bye, love. Hope you feel better soon. Ta-da.
Fucking big.
Okay. Bye. So I told you I'd give her my motorbike, right? And it's a bit big for her. So when she come round earlier, when she was time to go, I only had a towel on around my waist. And I went downstairs with her just to, you know, there's a big sliding wooden door thing to let her. And I said to her, do you want me to bring the bike out? Right, because it's quite small and you have to sort of look backwards and all this. And she said, yeah, please. So she's gone out. And I thought, I'm going to get on the bike, throw my towel off and just go out into the alley where there are people. It's a public alleyway. And there's people at the end, that end, and there's a restaurant there. But more often than not, you can go out there and no one's looking at you. About 80% of the time. And I thought, I'm just going to get on the bike naked and reverse out naked. And she was absolutely cracking up. Absolutely cracking up. I was thinking, it ain't that funny, is it? And then I said to her, you really think it's that funny? And then she reminded me that there was a camera on right on me. And we know that because the bloke next door showed me footage of someone trying to nick my motorbike a couple of weeks ago. Do you remember I told you? So if he's awake with that, watching that footage, he just saw me out there in the nud. Not so good. They think I'm mental anyway, let alone a naked rider, nude rider. Right, RP's trying again. Keratinization, the thickening of the skin. There you go. There you go. Now it makes sense. Yeah, it certainly does. That's what my friends don't like about it, because if it, they've lost a bit of sensitivity. Pizzle says no. At the moment, the world is all fairies and fruitcakes. I suppose sort of, but you know what I meant as well. You can take that in two ways. Everyone's a fruit and a nutcase. Everyone's a fruit and a nutcase. The old chocolate advert. Peanuts, they're jungle fresh. Peanuts, they're jungle fresh. Only ever saw that advert in a cinema. Used to love sniffing cowpole. It's like glue for toddlers. Used to love sniffing cowpole. It's like sniffing glue for... And the original Benylin makes you sleepy. Isn't it just paracetamol, though? I remember Gail got nicked once. I fucked off out, and when the house got raided and there was a bag of smack under the pillow, so they thought it was hers. So she got nicked. And the first thing they said to her, have you got any history of mental problems? And she has. And she thought, sweet, I'll say that and they'll let me out. They don't want a suicide risk on their hands. And they went, okay. If you could go in that room and take all your clothes off and your shoes and your belt, and we'll give you a paper boiler suit so you can't kill yourself. There was other people in the cell as well, and she was in there in this paper boiler suit. And then, of course, 6 hours later, she's rattling, banging the door. Let me out of here! I've got to get out! And they rattle you deliberately. The copper comes along. Any junkie will tell you this. The copper comes along, torch in your eye, and then says to the police, no, can't make a statement, intoxicated. Which is ridiculous, because by morning, when you're withdrawing, you'll be in no fit state to make a statement. When you've got opiates in you, you can just talk and get on with life. In the morning, when you're going, oh no, that, and then the cop was like, yeah, no, it's fine. Ridiculous. So she's banging and banging on the door and crying, going mental, and she has got mental problems. Well, she did. She's done a very good job of sorting it out. In the end, they've opened the door. You've got to give me some methadone. I'm on 40 meals a day and about 10 bags of smack. My boyfriend's a dealer. Steady on, darling. You've got to sort me out. And they said, all right, hang on, we'll get you something. And she was like, oh, thank you very much. Anyway, they've come back about half hour later with about 15 mil methadone. British police aren't meant to give you methadone in a holding cell. So she's whacked it back. Thank you. That was really good of you. Sat there like rattling her tits off still, but thinking, 5-10 minutes, the meth will kick in. 40 minutes later, nothing. There was a little bit of psychosomatics for a while, a little bit of placebo for a while, but then, no, the rattle just got worse. That ain't done anything. Coppers come to the door, open it. What is your problem now? That methadone didn't do anything. He went, methadone? Who gave you methadone? She said, well, one of your colleagues. So he's fucked off, and he'd come back. He went, darling, that was night nurse. Methadone's green and so's night nurse. Thanks for the tincture of paracetamol that I thought was methadone. Nice one, Gail. Yeah, Raymond, it is getting... I was thinking that, but I get your point now. It was just that one word threw us all a bit. So you can't even see that there's 2 videos. Oh, that's ridiculous. Andrew, click on videos because the homepage it's not there. But if you click on videos, you should be able to see it. So Charlie, you can see the thumbnail, but when you click it, it says this is blocked. But you can see that there's 2 Dragon's Den thumbnails. Yeah, let me know, Charlie. Angry Charlie, let me know. Insulate Britain. Right, exactly then. Right, here we go. Here we go. Come on, hold tight. I'm going to tell you all about it. Insulate Britain. Right, Liam. Right, so here are. Vartation has occurred. Let the vartation occur. It's got to come, got to go. I've got a ball sack that's covered in mud. I'm gonna make it good and I'm gonna make it tickle my perennium mum. Right, let's check out a couple of seconds of this. There's method to my madness. Let's have a look at a couple of seconds of this. I think you might have already rage quit by this point. You should be able to hear it. I'll mute myself.
Broadcaster Dominique Samuels is sitting next to you this morning.
So this clip is when he rage quit, right? They've got him on again, but they're showing you what he done last time. There's a reason for me telling you this.
To put limits on climate protesters, we are joined by our old friend Liam Norton from Insulate Britain. Now, the last time I think I saw you, Liam, on this programme, you walked out of this programme. But it's good to have you back in the chair. It's a very important issue. Broadcaster Dominique Samuels is sitting next to you this morning. And Dominique, you believe that police need to be able to tackle what you call eco-terrorism. Are you sitting next to an eco-terrorist?
I am indeed sitting next to an eco-terrorist. A nice one.
Eco-terrorist Liam Norton, right? Now, remember when all that started happening? Do you remember I said to you, I know him. I know that fella. I know him. He's all right. I said to you, he's all right. Don't agree with his politics, but I said, I know him. Well, lo and behold, he's got in contact with me. Thanks for telling me that, Andrew. That's really weird. I'll have to possibly... I'll have to make a video explaining people. If you set up a VPN, say that you're not in England, go to my channel. You'll see the second Dragon's Den video. And I'm going to make a load more of them. So you should get a VPN if you want to watch them because they're really good. And it's a really good video. Not necessarily my bit, but it's funny as fuck. My bit, I mean. Now, anyway, there you go, Manny Moo. Well, yeah, he kind of volunteered. He got hold of me and he was like, hello, mate. And I was like, hello, son. And he was like, can you help me out? I want to make, they all got BO. The left have got BO, haven't they, Dawn? That, you know, that's how you really work out where people stand politically. Centrists, you know, they smell of nothing because they mean nothing. The left stink of unwashedness. And the right smell good. They smell the left sweat because they've been lifting weights or pleasuring. So he was asking me about setting up a YouTube channel. The boy Alan, in case you take off before I get home. Thank you again, Chris, for the mandom yesterday. No, thank you, Alan. It's always lovely to see you here, and it was an absolute pleasure. So I love hearing it. It's excellent. Nice to see you, Alan. King Corona said the left stink. Just say it. Just say it. I wonder if that's hate speech these days. The left stink. Carl, it's not in the videos. Playlist shows one den video. Well, look, let me show you. Just let's just end this damn palaver once and for all. Because I'll show you what I see. That's a shame, innit? You can't even see the fucking video to know that you can get round it with a VPN. That's really cheeky. Yeah, you have to go to videos, though. It's not the homepage. Look, let me show you. Thanks for letting me know, though, Carl. Let me show you what I see. If you could see what I could see when I'm using Windows. Dragon's Den 1 video here. Dragon's Den 2 video here. And this one on the far left, steady, is the one we're watching now. So this one is the new one, and it's had 6 views. That's such bad news. Fucking effort I put into it. Why didn't they ban the one I done yesterday, but they've banned that one? What a terrible shame. 6 views. I mean, 67% of my viewers are English. Are in the UK at least. America's half asleep at the moment. Gutted. It will go up on ODYSEE though, and I'll drop the link into Telegram, and I'll drop it into a video link description here. Oh, what a damn shame. Anyway, so Liam got hold of me, Liam from Insulate Britain, and he asked me about how to set up YouTube and how to use OBS and all this. And I said to him, "Wait, do you want to come on my channel and have a little chat and talk about your views and that?" And he said, "Yeah." So we're going to have the leader of Insulate Britain on. We're going to ask him some questions. We can see. When I used to know him, I don't remember him ever talking about any of this stuff. I'm going back about 6 years, but I didn't know that he was anything to do with climate protesting, but maybe it's something he's picked up recently. So yeah, we're going to have him on, and we'll have a chat to him. Could be very interesting. Hello, Hans. Good to see you. Oh, good. When I'm cleaning, what's the difference between inculate and isolate? I thought inculate was something sensual. Manimoo says, if he knows his stuff, and I'm sure he does, he'll change your mind about climate change. Manimoo, are you all over climate change? Are you a climate fear man? Do you fear that we're damaging the world by man-made things? Are you on that one? Hello, Poke the Bear. Nice to see you. The ladies have strong VO. The right smell of green Irish tweed. Amazing. Wouldn't it be amazing though, Willow, if they all did? There you go, Pags. I've got Mandem on today. Slapped a bit on before penetration occurred, That's why I do it. That's why I've done it, John. I want you to know that I like them. Pag said they ming. Billy said they do tend to smell. Yeah, they stink. I used to stink when I was a commie because it's part of the lifestyle. You can't look after yourself because you've got no self-esteem. Leftists don't have any self-esteem. You're not allowed to. You're not allowed to enjoy your life when you're a leftist. You're not. I mean, this isn't hyperbole. There's a bit of hyperbole, but not a little bit of hyperbole does not hyperbolize the entirety. There's a general sense that if you dare, it's all about guilt and shame. If you're enjoying your life, that's because you're privileged. That's because you've deprived someone else of a shot at life. So you don't. And when you don't enjoy your life, your self-esteem plummets. And when your self-esteem plummets, why wash? Why shower? That's why they're all stinking hippies. Fuck 'em. Well, there you go. We're going to end with that one, Charlie, since you mentioned that. Tonight's outro music has been sorted. Gaffney's not holding back. They fucking reek. Yes. Hello, something you might like. Yeah, there's a new one I put out today. It's had 6 views and I'm crying. Hello, Crusher Grape. It's been blocked in the UK. You need a VPN. Please try and get a VPN and watch it, people. That's really making me sad. I put a lot of work into it. But, you know, not if you can't be asked, obviously. Manny Moo says, I know exactly what you come out with. Bloody hell, John. It's a bit psychic, isn't it? Have we got some kind of connection I know nothing about? Only one in Frogland? They didn't say that. They said it was only banned in the UK. Hang on, maybe they didn't. Ah, fuck it. Maybe I haven't made it. Well, if 6 people have seen it, this isn't the best stream, is it? And there's new people here. I'd like to tell anyone new here, there's 135 people here. Anyone new here, I'd like to say it's always like this. Well, I can see too. It says visibility blocked. Ah, they fucking... I'll tell you what they've done. You cheeky bastards. They originally said it was blocked in some countries. Now it's been blocked worldwide. You cheeky bastard. Like, it's even got 4 comments and 7 views. So I know that's not me watching it 7 times. All right, I will chop some bits out of it and see if I can get it blocked just in the UK. You absolute bollocks. All right, hang on. Give me a second. I'm going to upload. Upload one now. Upload the other version, the one I cut, which I've thrown in the bin. Where is it? D&D 1, D&D 2. There you go. Put that there. Well, let's upload that. See what they make of that. The cheeky shits. The little bastards. That might just be blocked in the UK. What's going on? Does anyone know what day it is? Is Arsenal playing today? Tomorrow? Yesterday? Hi, my name's Chris and I'm a YouTuber. So, okay. Right. So there you go, people. That's what happened. They told me it was only blocked in the UK. And then upon further inspection, they decided to just, no. It doesn't, there's no consistency to the world. While we've got a full house, I'm also a writer. I'm a writer. There's 20 short stories on my Substack. Top link in the description. It's totally free. You can burn over to my Substack. They're all autobiographical, except for maybe 2 or 3. But even them, of course, they sort of are. And there's even a teaser for my forthcoming novel on there. So help me out. Sign up for Substack. Put your email in. I've got a new teaser for my novel. I might do that. No, it's too late tonight. I'll do that tomorrow morning. So tomorrow, you'll get a next teaser from my novel if you sign up to my Substack soon. Thank you for the ad break. Right, let's actually watch something that I want to show you. Hang on a minute. Let's get... it's a bit stupid, but I think it deserves a couple of seconds. It's my old mate, Sam Pilgrim, and he built some wooden wheels for his mountain bike. Let's see what the silly bastard's up to now.
It's a bit longer than straight to concrete. There's a tiny pump track here. Hasn't been used for ages. I'm going to give it a little ride round, see how it rolls. This is the moment of truth then. Do they roll? Yes, they do.
Look at the wooden wheels on that. Wooden
So
mobile.
Quite slow on this pumpy though. Oh God, look, we're already getting some damages, look. Wow. Imagine that just goes in your leg or something. After finding out the bike works on that really small pump track, I've decided to step it up slightly and we're just gonna ride this whole trail from top to bottom. This is the first feature, which kind of a wish I didn't stand next. V-gearing. Oh. Whoa, that was terrifying.
Would you ride that fast on wooden wheels? I bloody wouldn't. Only a bit of plywood, aren't they?
Well, it works so good, actually.
Please try and do a 360 or something.
Whoa!
See, people?
There we go. I
If you
made
get
it down a trail there, but this thing
you
rides
break
so
your
slowly.
skyways.
It's really strange because on my jump bike, I run 80 PSI, which is rock hard.
Come
And
on,
this
let's
is
see him do a
obviously
jump
way
on it.
hard.
On track, jump for a trick.
That bad. It's just really hard to keep the speed. But I think the more I've ridden it now, look,
Here we go.
here we go.
I love Sandfield.
Wooden wheeled 360
360 on wood, break
for
them.
the vlog. Oh my
Oh,
God,
they
it happened.
survived.
It actually happened. This is a day to remember. Get out those history books. Write this day down because it needs remembering. Let's go somewhere else. After a long time away from this classic stair set of
Manny
doom,
Moo.
I'm
Oh my God, he's going to do a stair set of doom. But hang on, Manny Moo, back to climate emergencies. No, dude, I'm not on fear. I'm in reality. And but my bias away. It was going well. Yeah, Dawn, it's banned worldwide, love. I just found out. So I'm uploading a different version of it. And hopefully that's just banned because I cut a couple of bits out of it. Who knows how fucking YouTube works? I mean, thanks for the partner program. Hello, Bison American Club. How are you, son? Oh, no, this is today's. This is live. Crosshatch never knew a commie. There's Reds under the bed, mate. You might want to have a look. Anyway, let's see him do. He's going to ride down these stairs on his the lump and stench. Don Browning, $2 Willow Wookie needs points for that tweed comment. Bloody hell. He got minus points yesterday. I can't remember why, but it was very, very well, there was all kinds of problems, really. People getting very annoyed with what was going on. Let's where is he? Willow, Custard, Pax, Max, Pizzle, Willow. I said I put plus 40. He's now got 140. There you go. I'll give 100 points to the green Irish tweed comment. No one else can nominate points apart from Dawn Browning. So, you know. Worldwide bill. So that would be the world. Yeah, no, I've just found that out. So no worries. No, that one's visible worldwide, Lizzie. Yeah, no, Rags, it's banned worldwide. Don't worry, I'm uploading another one and everything's going to be fine. I've just seen it. A writer, you say. Well done, Johnny. Thank you, mate. Oh, wait, once you people read that novel, you'll understand why it's taken 6 years. Hello, Woodlander. It isn't a chronological standard narrative. You try and write. Imagine a nest of you know those Russian nest of things. Imagine one of them but 4D, and try telling stories in 4D nest of Russian babushkas. Imagine a 4D nest of babushka. Yeah. 140,000 words divided across the quantum line, the Rubicon of meaning. Right. Vincent, it will go up on Odyssey in a couple of days automatically. Lord knows why I don't have a BitChute account. Ray can't work it out either. Imagine being best mates with the owner and not even having an account on his channel. Oh. Hello, Tito. Right, let's see him. Hang on a minute. Did I just see who I thought I see then? Because I've got one of it. No, I didn't. Oh, I did see Daffyd, though, I think. No, it weren't. It was David Brooks. Hello, David. They said, oi, Dangerfield, no, you will not make videos taking the piss out of videos on Dragon's Den. Well, they let me get away with one yesterday, but maybe because the one, I've got an erection. Anyone else got an erection for no reason? Be honest. Anyone else got wood? One in the chat if you've got wood. Semi doesn't count. Bill answered ages ago. Oh my God, I can't believe Dawn just said that before I even said it. That's amazing. I hadn't read that, Dawn. Even your Willie's gone all funny. And I just said I had a boner. Hey, what the fuck is going on here today? This is a really weird stream, man. One in the chat if you're wood. Maybe because of Sam Pilgrim's wooden wheels. Lil Bullet dropped in Lady Godiva. You get your video blocked, and a girl called Kim Amika had full sex on a live stream on Twitch and only gets a 7-day ban. There's a woman on YouTube dressed as a nun with a crucifix round her neck going, that's it, wank for Jesus, wank for Jesus, wank for Jesus. Wank all over Jesus. Come on, get your cum on that cross. It's like, wow. Now, my video's banned for copyright, which is different, but I have had videos banned for being, violent or hateful. But it's all right to wank for Jesus. Fucking hell. Imagine saying something like that about another religion or any of the other, what do we call them? Abrahamic religions. Give it a go. Give that a go. I'm not even going to say that. But Christianity, who cares? They're only Christians. Thank you, Little Bullet. Appreciate it, mate. Just seeing. Looks like it's just me and you then, Dawn. What a strange stream when me and a woman have got an erection. Crosshatch has got an erection. Steve's always hard. Whapping. I got it in the end. You've got 2 erections. Crag's had one once. Lulu's Duck Boy's half on. Lizzie has now. Good boy, King. Woodland has got loads of erections. Mike Edwards decided to say something just to admit it. Amazing. Ozmeister's done something awful. They have, John. They have, but that's all right. We're not children. They're Dawn one. It happens. It happens. If you want the link to that, Nun, I'll tell you. Right, let's have a look at the wooden wheels down the stair set of doom.
To be back on this perfect test ground for weird bikes. And it's time.
But okay, in fairness, I haven't. But the longer I've been with a woman, the better the sex has got. But I imagine around the 20-year mark, it changes a little bit, perhaps.
For the wooden wheels to go down it, fully rigid. Double rigid, so we don't even have rubber tyres on with air in. It's going to be the bumpiest ride of our lives, and I can't wait for it. So let's get into it.
Moves getting all over the place, getting proper under the collar. Danger, it's pretty lame, mate, to think I live in fear because I've done enough research to think global warming is happening and is man-made. I can assure you I'm not in fear of it. Did I say that? I'm sorry if I said that. That wasn't my intention to say that. I think I really just wanted to know whether you believed that there's global warming caused by man. I mean, even if there is, I'm all right with it because I hate this whole thing that we rape the planet. No, we don't. We use our environment, and that will have effects on the environment. Of course it will. But what are you meant to do? I'd rather go nuclear. Like, not me personally. I'm not like Wolverine. Let's not fall out, John. I like you too much. Here we go. Steady. Right, let's check out the stair set of doom. They're holding up, aren't they? Yay! Almost quite a nice percussive sound to it. Slow-mo. To be fair, at this stage, I just want to see them snap. Yeah, let's see what we can pull out of the bag with this.
Ready for it, didn't we? After a bit of work. Okay, straight in.
He done
wow, it's going to happen
whip.
Faster than one thought. It's actually really heavy now, the bike, though.
You take some balls. It takes some balls to do a fucking whip on a wooden wheeled bike.
Great.
Probably not as much balls
This is
as
just
it takes to
ramping
turn up
up,
at a
isn't
skate
it?
park with a wooden wheeled bike.
So good.
But they all know
Oh,
he's
yes,
San
far
Diego,
out.
so it doesn't.
That's incredible.
I'm
handles
wondering what
any
it is
frame.
about me that wants to see him break. I think
Louis
he wants to
just
see him break, in fairness.
I'm on your bike. Oh, that's really hurt my wrist. So just
Smash the wheels.
It's now the
smash
next day, and I want to
Here we go, the higher jumps.
backflip, Barry, but I'm sure it'll be enjoyable for you.
Is he going to flip
Let's just roll
it?
down here and see what it's going to feel like.
We watched his video on his channel once, people, where he done.
Oh my God, that is so painful.
Kids' bikes. It was one of the funniest things I'd ever seen.
Let's just try the jump first,
both
then with this thing.
professional mountain
See what
bike
happens.
competition riders.
Here we go then.
On these, like, oh my God, is he going to flip it? No.
Yeah!
He handled it though.
Easy. What? With some sort of trick as well thrown in, I think.
They've got to break this. No, Andrew.
Yeah, so far. So low.
Oh my God, he flipped it!
Whoa!
He flipped it! He flipped a wooden wheeled bike. Let me just see if there is any actual damage. Oh my God, look at the shot I caught it at. Look at this. Look at that. I feel like a photographer. Look at him midair. What do you reckon is going to happen? Do you reckon it's... Yeah, we'll find out, shall we? I think that was what we just saw. It would appear they survived.
Pretty perfect.
There's no
kind of like completely de-lamming.
There's a lesson for everyone.
And the finale
there,
on this is just ridiculous. So, if you want to see some wooden wheels again,
there you go, people. If if your kids get a puncture, no worries. Get your table out in the garden. Get a little jigsaw. Cut them into circles. He rode a wooden bike. Oh my God, you've seen it. I was just thinking, what's the most ridiculous thing he done that I can just quickly show people? And it is that one, isn't it? It's the end of a bed, isn't it? What's it? The bits with the bed knobs and broomsticks. I think he calls it the bed bike, doesn't he? Don't worry, people. We won't spend ages watching this, but it is funny watching him going along. I mean, just getting on the beast is weird. Well, just this wasn't planned, but have a little look at the bedpost bike. Hurtling down an actual road on it is quite ridiculous. You've got to enjoy life.
Scrounge for doing wheelies
a message
on strange
to us
bikes.
all
So that's what I'm about to
about
do.
enjoying
See if I can get
life.
it on the back
Look at
wheel
it.
and like swerving and stuff. See how it goes. Ooh.
Look at the bike on that bed bike.
Yeah, it actually is.
Look, he's wheeled
Oh my God, it's
the
the
bed
dreams.
bike.
It's so heavy. Ooh, that is nuts. It's quite scary. Oh,
Ian, have you seen
quite
the
scary,
ones
the
where they're on the
V-brakes. I
little
don't know if
kids'
they're gonna
bikes?
actually work or not.
Look at it. Go on.
Oh, kind of. But as you're going along,
People,
it's like doing
what
all
you've
this
got
and
to
that and this, and
realise
it's really
is
hard to
this
stay
fella
straight.
used to be a world champion mountain bike, like competition winner.
Oh, it's coming along.
And when he got too
This
old
one's
and
gonna be
knackered, and all the
massive.
young guns started coming up, he's got like over 1 million
Oh,
subscribers, and he just knocks out content like this.
Hey! Wheelie on the bed
And I'll
bike.
tell you what,
Are
all
you
jokes
for real?
aside, he's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
He can do. You could
That
give
was a
him
dream.
your rally chopper,
take this somewhere
and then
way
be able to
gnarlier, like-
720 it and do like a
A
double
stat set of
backflip.
doom.
He's fantastic.
It ended up getting dark and rainy
That's
and
how
stuff,
you
so we've
can
actually
end
come
up
to the next
riding
day.
A bed
I've got
bike.
that beast with me.
So there
That
you
was
go.
really...
He's great stuff. He's actually a real inspiration because he's got a lust for life. He just goes out there and makes life happen. Imagine being a world champion cyclist. Great. Travel around the world, make loads of money, get loads of sponsors. But then you get to 30 and there's 17-year-olds coming up, like doing triple whips and reverse whips and 360s while they're doing the whips. And you're like, yeah. And you're no longer placing first, you're placing third. And the next year you're placing fourth. And the next year you're not qualifying. What do you do? What do you do? He made a success of his YouTube channel. There's so many mountain bike and BMX channels. And there's even BMX and mountain bike channels of people who are current world champions. They don't get anywhere near the views of Sam Pilgrim. His YouTube game is better than theirs. And he's still got sponsors. He gets sent a new bike like every month. He's sponsored by a seat manufacturer. He's sponsored by Monster Drinks. I think his hat is sponsored. He makes his own handlebar grips. It's incredible. He bought this massive house. It was really sad, actually. He bought this massive house. He built this dirt track in the garden with all these jumps, and the neighbours went, "Nah, you've got to take that down." Imagine doing that. I'd love to have a geezer next door look out my window and see Sam Pilgrim flipping a bed bike in the garden. What kind of moron wouldn't want that? Props to you, Sam Pilgrim. Right, I'll tell you where we're going now. We're not going to watch the whole video, but I'll tell you who else's YouTube game is going absolutely bananas. My lesbian girlfriend, Tim Davis. He's absolutely smashing it. He has come out. Planet X, also sponsored by Dangerfield. He is. Hang on, I've missed a few donations here, haven't I? Let me just catch up with those. Let me have a look on Entropy so I can see where they were. I got. Right. Raymond Piper's one about HIV was the last one. Right, sorry, people. It would appear I've been rambling like a beagle. Beagletron. Let it happen, Beagletron. Let it go, Beagletron. Hip-hop, Beagletron. Dog food, Beagletron. Yes, blue cartwheels, Beagletron. Silly mean, cha-cha-cha. Polish, polish. Right, where are we? Where's that one? Something's happening today, and I'm not enjoying it. Brick Dictator dropped £3 into, nice to see a Brick Dictator, into Entropy. And he said the lictors were the guys who walked with a Roman consul and held the bundle of rods with a double axe head, the original fasces of fascism. That's how I got circumcised. Lord knows what's going on. I'm being confused by thee, by he, by me, and by she. Right, we had that one. We had that one. We had Hugglesworth's. Raymond's that one. I've got to find Raymond's one about the scientific study on YouTube. Bear with me, people, just for a couple of seconds. If people put their hands in the pockets, if they don't do that, there's no streams. So when they do that, it needs to be acknowledged. I think that's only fair enough. Right, here we go. RP dropped another Lady Godiva. Chris, it's a scientific study on YouTube, a documentary. Are you winding me up? I'm not actually winding you up, Raymond. I just don't really know what's going on. I don't know what anyone's talking about. I think I'm really tired. I'm post-coital. I'm just sort of, Raymond, I'm a little bit, yay! All right. So there you go. No, I'm not winding you up, Raymond. The truth is I'm probably not paying too much attention because I've got a little bit of the laissez-faire about me today. You know what I mean? This stream has got a touch of laissez-faire. All right? And I hope that somewhat excuses me. Now, let's go down to the next donatiati I missed. Charlie, what's the self-defense law? What's your weapon, EDC? I don't... what, out here? Well, you can kind of... I don't know. I don't... Because there's hardly any trouble out here, I haven't really looked into it. But A couple of wedding rings. Right. Thank you, Charlie. I get no trouble out here. I mean, I'm about 1.5 foot taller than the average Cambodian anyway. So, and now I've beefed up. Look at that. Look at those neck muscles. Fucking hell, son. Turning myself off. I mean in, I mean out, I mean black. You said white. I said no. You said bright. I said I'm never going to leave you now. Never leave you now. If you can name the 6 songs that I put into that little montage stroke collage. Right, hang on, where are we? Can you hear the wheel of my mouse going? At least that's what you think it is. Dawn Browning. Oh, I've done that one, so I think I'm up to date. Dunno. I want to show you Tim Davis. I want to show you Tim and check him out. And what he actually, the video's actually cracking. Lil Bullet. Yeah, we had that one. Okay, that's how we ended up talking about. Hang on a minute. That's what I thought I saw. Peculiar world we live in. Hello, Space Hopper Mark. Hello, Winston Smith. The boy Craze back from out from under the car. What the hell's going on? Who is that? Who's touching my ankles? What the hell's going on? Hello, sir. Where'd you get that pretty dame from? Well, that's a mighty fine goat you've got there, my friend. How much do you want for your goat? I'll give you a threepenny bit and 2 of the wife's bottles of lilt. It's got a totally tropical taste, and I assure you it's pleasant. What's going on here? Why can't I find that last Denarciati? Maybe it's not there. I think I'm looking for something that don't exist. We're there. We're done. We're all good. Hello, everyone. Let's have a look at Tim Davis. Check it. Check him out. This is a cracking video, but watch how he opens it. Look at this actual bloke who flew a jet bomber in wars. I just talked about Sam Pilgrim. Went from world champion to bed bike rider and making a packet and enjoying his life because he realized that life doesn't come to you. Life, not only, I've said this loads of times, but I've got a supplement to it. Not only does life not come to you, it actively ignores you. Life actively ignores you. You've got to go out there. You've got to go and get it. You've got to grab it by the testes, twist them, and make it count. And here's another lad who's done it. He used to fight. He used to fly jets in wars. You watch Maverick. He is one of those. And then he left that. How do you replace that buzz? How do you replace the adrenaline, the intensity? So he set up a thing, Fast Jet Performance. He teaches people how to fly. He teaches people how to get their self-esteem. He teaches people how to become themselves. He teaches people how to be strong again. And he does it. He's got this whole thing. You can join it. And that's how he makes a living as well. And it's worked. Now, a lot of people leave the forces and they end up homeless and pissed. I'm not taking anything away from them. That's been a lot of my experience of life has been homeless and, well, not pissed, but something in some respects quite just as bad, if not worse. But check out Tim's YouTube game, because if you see his first videos, they're a little bit, hello, I used to be a jet pilot. Check this out. And I'll tell you what, on Twitter, Tim is based AF. Check him. Be better if you could hear him.
Okay, welcome back to Fast Jet Performance then. My name is Tim Davies, and as you can see, we're back in the attack shack, dropping truth bombs on your personal battlefield, helping you to win the wars you are fighting. No, I'm not allowed to do the bomb noises now. I'm not allowed to do them. I had some comments on my last video saying that they were really scary and they were too loud. And I kind of commented, well, bombs are quite scary and they are quite loud, but it didn't seem to have any effect. People still complained about my really scary bomb noises. It took me ages to make as well. And now I'm a little bit unhappy.
He doesn't give a fuck.
Anyway, I haven't really got any truth bombs today as such, but what we are going to talk about is some news articles coming up, okay? So one in particular that's come out today about the Red Arrows. Now, the thing is, we've got some competitive journalists out there that are all competing to readjust how the Royal Air Force looks to the British public, and it's not a pretty time. So what we had then on the 16th, we had Deborah Haynes from Sky News drop an article that said RAF pauses job offers for white men to meet impossible diversity targets. I did a video about that actually, and I'm still campaigning for this. And I need.
Did you hear that? The RAF has paused advertising jobs for white men. Now, you can say they've paused advertising jobs for white men. You can't pause something you're not doing. You can't pause, that's like, we're pausing advertising adverts for white men. No, you're advertising to everyone but white men. That's what the RAF are doing. Why? What the Royal Air Force in a country that's still by a very large amount majority white? What's wrong? Why can't you have white people in the Air Force? I mean, it's so crazy. And he did make a video about that. He doesn't realize that he's going to get banned soon. And the things he says on Twitter, I nearly warned him, but I thought, no, he's a man, he's a soldier, I think he can cope. But honestly, if you're on Twitter, follow him because he's based. Check it.
To be investigated, and I'm trying to bring a civil case myself. However, not to be outdone then, on the 18th, what happened was Larissa Brown woke up and she decided to drop an article. I'm not ashamed of our diversity target, says RAF recruiting chief. You should be, Maria, because they're unlawful. The next day then,
right, that's really important. Did you hear that? He said you should be because they're unlawful, and they are unlawful, and that's why if you heard what he said, he's taking them to court for it. I mean, that is activism. That's excellent. He's actually taking the RAF to court. I mean, is that going to affect his pension? And the left are gonna hate this bloke, and props to him. Absolute props to him.
Decides to get involved. Good luck, mate. All right, I mean that. Good luck. You've got the two girls warring here and you're going to jump in with both feet. No wonder the Red Arrows are in a spin. Boozy training exercises, alleged adultery and toxic culture revealed after 3 of the elite squadron quit or were suspended. Brave man, guy, to get involved in that. So 3 days later then, Deborah drops another one. RAF recruitment head refused unlawful order to prioritise women and ethnic minorities over white men leaked email reveals. And she wrote that at 5:52 in the morning. So she probably just rolled in from a massive night out session, just an article.
There you go. That's my little advert for my bromance of the era, Tim Davis. I'll put the link to the video there. So that's in the chat there if you want to check that out a bit later. We haven't finished here yet. I want to show you something that really made me smile because it's lovely. I really like this next bloke, right? This is I'm going to show you a little bit of a video from Dave Cullen. Now, I've watched a lot of YouTube videos in my time. I wonder if I can find it now. Let me see if I can find it actually. Excuse the downtime. Use this perhaps to make a biscuit cake. It's going to be quite hard to find this video. How am I actually going to find it? The actual one I want. Let's see if I can find it. No, I'm not. It's going to be too difficult to try and find it now. But basically, let me give you the till there. Dave bought a house somewhere in Ireland, right? New house. Before he'd even moved in, the left had gone down there and painted all sorts of things on his house, all sorts of things on the fences, so that the next door neighbours things, this man is a paedophile, this man is a Nazi, all over his new house, right? Now, like I said, I've seen a lot of YouTube videos in my time. I've seen a lot of people say some things that I've been very impressed with. When I watched that particular video, when Dave Cullen came on to respond to leftards cover his house and the fences around his new property in awful things, just these people are arseholes. And he came on his own channel and he explained what had happened. He explained that he was going to be moving in there with his dad, if I've got that right. And he was still in the process of moving all his stuff. And he said, I'm still going to move in there. And he said, the thing is, if you people think that I'm going to stop speaking the truth because you've accused me of this, or because you've painted on my house, you've got another thing coming. Because this is what Dave Cullen said on a video that went out. He said, the only way you'll stop me from speaking the truth is to kill me. Are you going to do that? Have you got the balls to do that? Because that's the only thing that will stop me. You'll have to kill me. And I was watching it and I just thought, fair play, man. That's fucking... I was so impressed. Because, Dave's not one of these, he's not like some tough guy. If anything, he's a very humble, really likable sort of... I don't mean this in the pejorative sense it's often used, but he's a nice bloke. And it's weird that we see that as a pejorative in our culture, because nice blokes are nice blokes. We need them. Tim Davis is a nice bloke. And Cullen outright said, bring it on, but you'll have to kill me. And I just thought, fucking fearless. Just fearless. There you go, Winston. He's a gentleman, yeah. I've asked him to come on. He said he would. He's been on my show before. I said he would, but he's got a lot going on, as you can imagine. And he said once all this has quietened down, he'll come on. I don't want to hassle him, But yeah, he's a gentleman. He's a gentleman. And it was really impressive, really impressive. Anyway, this is a little bit of a video he's put up recently. If you don't know Marzipan, that's so petty after what I just said. Yes, Willow, we've got a new local meme. Cullen smells a green Irish tweed. He fucking pisses the stuff, Willow. Right. Yeah, one for Dave. I think that's absolutely a good idea. So if you don't know now, the Tolkien estate, I'm not a fan of Lord of the Rings. I'm not a fan of The Hobbit. But I am a fan of European fairy tales. I am a fan of European storytelling traditions. And whether I like it or not, the tropes and themes that the European fairy story has been riddled with for centuries are in Tolkien. And, I do like a bit of Middle Earth. I do like a bit of it. I just don't want to read it. So the Tolkien estate sold the fucking rights to Amazon, of all people. Now, admittedly, that was probably a little bit better than Netflix or Hulu or whatever. And so they've made this thing, the Rings of Power. And Middle Earth now looks like somewhere in Jamaica, which is not all right, because that isn't what Tolkien wrote. It just isn't. Lenny Henry's in it. Now, the thing that gets me about it is, I haven't got a problem, but can't you leave that alone? Can't you leave it alone? And if you've got this mad need to patronize minorities, make new things with them. But no. Now, obviously no one likes it and it's shit. Let's see what Cullen's got to say, because he actually levels quite an interesting and fair critique of it. So The Rings of Power, an Amazon special, Dave Cullen video. It's called The Rings of Power. It's not going well. and it isn't.
As you're probably aware by now, there's been some controversy surrounding the fact that the Middle-earth depicted in the new Lord of the Rings of Power TV series has more diversity than was described in Tolkien's original work. And when fans have complained that this is not an accurate representation of the races of Tolkien's world, they're basically told that they're racist. Considering the world of Middle-earth was based on Celtic, Gaelic, and Germanic folklore and ancient mythology, and considering the books were written by Tolkien between 1937 and 1949, at a time when Britain was entirely demographically homogenous, I think it's fair to say that all audiences are asking for is historic and contextual accuracy in the depiction of the characters and the world that Tolkien created. At this point, I'm just disappointed that the Tolkien estate gave Amazon the rights to make this series in the first place. The series is not being well received by audiences, as you can see from the Rotten Tomatoes score, 84% from critics and just 39% from audiences at the time of making this video. And it's a similar story on Metacritic, where the Metascore based on 37 critic reviews is 71, but the user score is only 2.5. But from the reviews I've read, the primary criticism that people keep bringing up is the fact that they think the writing is poor and the show is boring and uninspiring. In the series so far, Galadriel is depicted as being perfect and heroic, while many of the male characters around her are weak or just unlikable. In this regard, the writing is all too familiar because it's similar to most modern feminist films and TV series in Hollywood. But anyway, I want to move on now and talk about this article from Bounding Into Comics. Amazon confirms you...
All right, so we don't need to go any further. You get the idea. And it's interesting because not only have you got the racial and ethnic challenges at play here, but you've also got this strong women, dopey men thing going on. I mean, the new Doctor Who, when that come out, all the white men in it were bumbling, fumbling Homer Simpsons. And all the women, including the girls, young children, were just these sort of, mega brain superpowers. It's just a terrible shame. Now, I'm not a fan, like I said. I mean, I understand the quality of it because I understand social proof. But take someone like Lumi. Lumi loves Tolkien. He loves him. Loves the stories, loves the worlds, loves it. And he has to deal with this. Fans of this writer, fans of this work have to see this and essentially see something that they treasure, something that has inspired them to be creative. Like Lumi's a fantasy writer, and just see it being rewritten. This is literary history being this is revisionist literary history. Now, I'm just thinking, I'm trying to think of something like, take something like Burroughs's book Junkie or Bukowski's Post Office. Two novels that for me are just beautiful, very simple storytelling. In the in the sort of contemporary American tradition. If someone made a film out of Post Office and the lead role had like a big afro and he was walking down the road going, I don't want to work no post office, man, I'd be horrified. I'd think, you bastards. I've got nothing against black people. I've got nothing against afros. I don't hate anyone. I don't. I haven't got the time or the energy to hate people. It means nothing to me. But I do believe in history, and I do believe in authenticity, and I do believe in literature, and I believe in cinema, and I believe in the arts. And I would be just shocked. And the problem with it is new generations coming up. This might be their entry point, and they might not go to the original texts. They might just carry on going. This might be the start of their journey, and there'll be more nonsense like this coming out. And that's rewriting our culture. You know, I repeat myself a lot, I know, but cut me some slack. I stream 2 or 3 hours a day. But culture's meant to be exclusive, and there's nothing wrong with that. Culture, you know, when we're told time and time again that diversity is a strength, well, can you stand by that comment, please? Because if it is a strength, wouldn't you want to maintain diversity? Wouldn't you want to maintain different cultures? Because if it is strong, blending them all together surely is going to weaken the planet. And by actually blending cultures together, by pretending they're not different, while at the same fucking time you tell us people are different, they can't be the same and different. I mean, they could be same but different. You know, that's what that is beautiful. You know, the only time you hear someone say same but different is when a Thai street hustler is trying to sell you something. There you go. And that's what's happening here. We're being sold bullshit. It's a confidence trick. You can't be the same and different. You can't. And this blending of cultures, you know, the idea of an inclusive culture is an oxymoron. Culture exists to maintain boundaries and borders. It delimits a people and their traditions and their history. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And when you say to a people, and interestingly, globally, it only seems to be people of European descent that get told this, no, your culture has to be inclusive. Well, that's the end of your culture. Because you're asking a people to take something that functions via exclusivity and involve everyone. Why would you do that? The only reason you'll do that would be to destroy it. Or if not destroy it, maybe that's too strong. The only reason you'll do that is to dilute it, to make it something else. And why would you need to do that? Why would you need to do that? You know, I'm actually asking because there's a few options here. Fear. Is that the problem? Is that culture too strong? Is that the problem? I mean, we get told all the time that we don't have a culture. And then again, in the next breath, we're told to make our culture inclusive. What culture? We haven't got one. It's your people that tell us that. It's the left that tell us that. And the same people that say we haven't got one say we have to make the one we haven't got inclusive. And yet other cultures, their cultures are maintained. And we're told to be active in the maintaining of their cultures. It's just that none of it makes any sense. There's no consistency. There's no logical cohesion. it's utterly ideological, and all it only serves to make certain people weak. Shocking. But just on a personal note, I people who grew up reading Tolkien must just be thinking, wow. And what a thing to do. What a thing for the family to do. Just for the money, give it to Amazon, because you can trust Amazon. They're all about quality. It's not all about the money for Amazon, is it? Amazon's been a net positive to society. Sure. Cheers, Hans Prashanatu. The act of normalizing diversity. There you go. Yeah. Yes. You can't do it, can you? And so what happens when you're on a paradox? That takes us back to this hyperreal hypnosis. Because when you're stuck on a paradox, it's neither there nor not. You don't know whether you're coming or going. That's why it's so confusing. You just think, this is nonsense. And when you read these stories, when you see what Tim Davis was talking about at the Royal Air Force, when you see what's going on in schools and universities, and you're just like, what the fuck is going on? That isn't a bad response, because it's intentionally hypnotic. Because when you're hypnotized, you're docile. And this is why the whole hippie thing is a bullshit. Yeah, turn on, tune in, drop out. Yeah. That's not resistant. That's not a site of resistance. That's exactly what the government, that's what the state want of its people. The state want its people out of their nuts. The war on drugs is about money, not about people not taking drugs. Everyone takes drugs, whether it's sugar, caffeine, paracetamol, Valium, Xanax, SSRIs, heroin, crack, alcohol, whatever. The world is run on drugs. The war on drugs is a simulacra that sort of appears, it hovers a couple of inches above the actual war on drugs. But they're quite happy for people to be taking drugs. Why? Well, just look at Brave New World. Look at Brave New World. They have Soma. What do they take Soma for? Because if they're not happy, it's not good enough. You've got to be happy. You've got to enjoy what the state are imposing upon you, what technology is imposing on you. That's what Brave New World is really about. This is why Brave New World nailed it more than 1984. Huxley's Brave New World nailed it more than 1984. 1984 is essentially a story of the Soviet model in its last days. Big Brother and all that stuff. Okay. But Brave New World is about how technology affects what we do. In 1984, we're always at war with Eurasia, or we're always at war with East Asia, whatever. But we ain't. We ain't always at war. Do you think what are they called? The Kardashians, are they at war? Are they at war? The Bidens at war? No, because they're alphas. They're alphas. No, they're having parties, they're smoking crack, drinking champagne. We're all hypnotized. We don't know what's going on because you can't follow it, because we're on that it's a perpetual state of paradox. Nice one, Hans. That absolutely set me off on a beagle of a rant. Hello, Alan. Good to see him. Well, I've just did 2 hours. You can get a few minutes. Nice to see you, Alan. Bless Alan. I don't know about the CIA puppet, but Tim Leary was a twit. He was a twit. So was Ken Kesey. I mean, you know, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is fantastic. But what is it really? What is it really? A bloke doesn't, you know, it's not that great. It's, you know, and most people have seen the movie. Very few people have actually read it. And it's a very different book to the movie. But Ken Kesey and his lot were just druggies. They were just acid heads who drove around in a bus. Ken Kesey's still fucking doing it. No shit. Ken Kesey's still riding around in his bus with 2 or 3 merry pranksters, boring people senseless with stupid music. And Timothy Leary, the Tibetan Book of the Dead, is, you know, it means nothing to Western culture. Shocking. Do you like Game of Thrones? I'm on season 2. It's not bad actually. And I didn't watch enough. I watched a couple of episodes. It's not really my cup of tea. All that swords and dragons and you know, I like realism. I read Burroughs and David Foster Wallace and Bukowski and Beatniks. I like middle-aged men moaning about life. Nice one, Ozmeister. Well, if you're enjoying it, there's nothing wrong with a bit of entertainment. There's nothing wrong with a bit of entertainment. You know what? People keep telling me to cut clips out, but the time it would take me to go through my streams, find good bits, cut them, thumbnail, upload them, I haven't got time. I mean, I haven't got time for it. I mean, I said to someone in the comments of a stream yesterday, maybe I'll take one day a month and just spend all day finding clips and then just drip them out throughout the week, throughout the month sort of thing. But, you know, there you go. Nice to see you, Alan. You've cut it a bit fine, though, mate. It's weird. I've just seen, thank you, Alan, for the donations. I've just seen a couple of people saying about, someone said, I wish I had, they are. Lil Bullet said, I wish I had an ad blocker for my TV. And a bit further down, someone said, Lizzie said, adverts are ridiculous. There isn't that many mixed race families, especially middle class ones. No, there's nowhere near, you know. We looked at the numbers the other day. Apparently 37% of couples on adverts are mixed race. And it's mixed race with Afro-Caribbean people, of which the UK has 3%. But it's interesting people talk about adverts, because there's a bit in my novel where I'm at home as a kid with my family. And when I was a kid with my mum, dad and brother watching the telly, we preferred the adverts. And that's what television's for. Television is to get the market into your front room. The programs are just, you know, the actual programs, you know, that's just to convince you otherwise. But the adverts that's what television is for. And we used to love them. My family, we loved the adverts. It's an odd thing. It's an odd thing. I won't ruin the story of why I'm telling you about that, but it's quite interesting. Hello, number 1 Audrey Hepburn fan. Nice to see you. Right, people, it's 2:30 in the morning. I know a load of donations have come through, but nice one, IJB. What's up, mate? Well, it's I've already called it, Rags. We're going to have a bit of Alex Jones today. Apologies, but I already called it. Hello, John C. That's yeah, but sort of, but not for everyone. You know, we are divided up into alphas and epsilons and, you know, all the rest of them. We are. It's a very class stratified society. Vonnegut is excellent. Vonnegut is excellent. Yeah, he's up. I've read everything Vonnegut wrote, and he's excellent. I mean, Slaughterhouse 5, Sirens of Titan, Breakfast of Champions, they're a different class to the rest. I started getting a little bit bored towards the end of the rest of them. But those 3, if you haven't read them in that order as well. Read read Slaughterhouse 5. The title sounds heavy. It ain't. Slaughterhouse 5, Sirens of Titan, Breakfast of Champions. It's incredible books. Vonnegut's mind is a... And there's Jorge Borges as well. There's some fantastic writers out there. Anyway, let me say thank you to Alan. Another one. Take what I can get, my good friend. Well, what time is it there now, Alan? Tell me what the time is there now. I'll keep... yeah, but Billy, this was like 45 years ago and things were somewhat different then. They were great. Let me see. Alan, I'm looking for your comment on what time is it there now. I'm just working it out for the members stream this weekend so that there's a chance you can get in there. Hang on, Marzipan is talking about Slaughterhouse 5, I think I just saw. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I dreamt it. Marzipan, thanks for Slaughterhouse 5. I really enjoyed it. It's a cracking book. If you did enjoy it, maybe go Sirens of Titan or Breakfast of Champions. Breakfast of Champions is... When I read a book that I don't think I could have thought up, that's when I'm blown away, because that's, you know, as a writer, you think you're a good writer. But how he came up with that. I'm gonna play you a bit of the audio book. This was read. This isn't part of the audio book. This was read by Kurt Vonnegut. Don't go anywhere, people. Trust me. This will blow your minds. Right, so it's 4:30 p.m. So I'm 11 hours ahead of you. I'm 11 hours ahead of you. Right, I'll work that out. I'm 11 hours ahead of you. So I'll work it out so that it will be middle of your day or something. Nice one, Alan. You didn't have to do another donation song. But yeah, okay, I'll make that work. This is, if I can find the damn thing, this is... Vonnegut hadn't even published Breakfast of Champions, right? Oh, I think I found it. He hadn't even published it. I think this is it. And he was asked to do a talk, and he decided to read a bit of a book he was working on, and which turned out to be Breakfast of Champions. I'm going to play about 4 minutes. Now, I know in the modern age, this is the age of crack cocaine. This is the age of when even our drugs only last a minute. But you'll hear the idea and just marvel at the way he makes a comment on the society we live in and how he does it. Check this out. It's beautiful. Hang on. I think this is it. Yeah, this is it. I'm almost certain. It's been a while since I heard it. Check this out. Oops, the good old volume. Please, even if you think you're not into books and literature and all that, trust me, this is genius literature.
An excerpt from his as-yet-to-be-published novel, Breakfast of Champions, and was recorded May 4th, 1970, before a live audience at New York's 92nd Street Y.
This is a world premiere of a book called Breakfast of Champions. Is not even my wife has seen it, and I've simply passed the rumor around that it exists. And so here we go. It's a novel. My name is Dwayne Hoover, and I am an experiment by the creator of the universe. I am the only creature in the entire universe who has free will. I am the only creature who has to figure out what to do next and why. Everybody else is a robot. I am pooped. I wish I were a robot too. It is perfectly exhausting having to reason all the time in a universe I never made. The experiment with me began on the planet Earth. All around me were machines who appeared to be thinking and planning and worrying as much as I was. but they were no more reasonable than the Pontiac automobiles I used to sell. No more puzzled or adaptable than the music boxes my wife Celia used to collect. Celia was a robot too, programmed to collect music boxes, among other things. She was programmed to say she loved me at first, to act as though she did. For a little while, I couldn't imagine why she loved me. I know the answer now. She was that kind of a machine. Later on, she killed herself, and I raged around the house asking, why? Now I know why. She was that kind of a machine. My only child, a son, turned out to be a homosexual. And I used to agonize about what I'd done wrong. I hadn't done anything wrong. He was that kind of a music box, that kind of a Pontiac, that kind of a robot, that kind of a machine. He was very influential in the arts in the city where I lived. I named him George, but everybody called him Bunny. He was a clever amateur actor and an interior decorator. He was programmed that way. I feel like a boob now that I never caught on that everybody was a robot but me. There were a billion clues. Some robots used to like me and others used to hate me, and I used to wonder why. They were simply liking machines and hating machines. And not only the people, but the birds and the animals and the fish and the bugs and the germs and the plants were robots too. They were cunning clocks. They were programmed by the creator of the universe to test me, to confuse and scare and tempt me, to please and disappoint me, to cheat me and give me presents, to stir me up. The creator of the universe wanted to see how I responded to every conceivable situation. Jesus Christ, I was sick and tired. Who was Jesus Christ? He was a robot who died for my sins. What were sins? They were programs which a majority of the robots were programmed to think were awful. There were prisons all over the planet, which were cages for sinners. There was one near me, which was called the Shepherdstown Adult Correctional Institution. They had a special wing of cages for sex offenders, who were robots programmed to do things with their reproductive apparatus other than reproducing. One robot I knew, slightly, was programmed to stick his penis up the rear ends of chickens and ducks. He was caught doing this. He was actually photographed while doing this. A robot judge fined him $1,000 for that and sent him to the Adult Correctional Institution for 7 years. There was a lot of clock stopping on Earth for amusement or revenge or food. There was an electric chair.
There you go. I'm not going to ruin any more of you. It's awesome. It's awesome. Awesome. And it just keeps opening out. And what's really amazing about it is the more ludicrous it gets, this idea that everyone else has been programmed, the more believable it becomes and the more you can identify with it. So the more outrageous and the more unlikely, the more you understand it, the more you can identify with it. It's incredible writing. Kurt Vonnegut, good Lord. I just can't imagine. I don't write like that. I write autobiographic stuff. So when I read that, I can't write like that. And this isn't a quality thing. This is a style thing. But it blows my mind to think that someone, the stark impossibility of being able to think like that. When he finished that book, he must have sat back and gone, yeah, that's brilliant. I know he didn't, though, because writers don't. They do occasionally, but it's like that. Even when he finished it, even when it sold millions of copies and was translated into 150 odd languages, there would have been days when he'd have thought, why did I publish that rubbish? Vart. Ludwig says, a bit of grift for the Kurt Vonnegut. Cheers, Chris and Scrubs. Cheers, Ludwig. Are you a fan, Ludwig? Have you read Breakfast of Champions? It's in Breakfast of Champions. JP is saying it's £1.20 on Amazon. What a steal! It will just keep you entertained for well, however long it's quite a big one for Vonnegut, but it's got drawings in it as well. There's little drawings, and he explains something and says it looked a bit like this. You turn the page and he's drawn it. Thank you, Ludwig. Yeah, it's excellent. It's absolutely fantastic. There's some great lectures from Vonnegut on the internet as well, where he's been invited to a university to give a speech. Vonnegut wouldn't get into a lecture hall today. Not uno chance. Right, what am I doing now? I'm going to do that. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to check the old entropy. Billy Blogs dropped £3 into entropy. He said, so instead of white men, are the RAF going to recruit some... That's a bit tricky to say. Islamic people. The rewriting of history and culture to remove white people is deeply sinister. Is the white global minority targeted for genocide? Well, I don't really think it matters who, actually. I think it just matters that it's happening. Because I'm more Pizzle. And it's a good movie. I think more and more I'm sort of retreating more to thinking that this is more about class, the situation. And you can weaponize race. You can weaponize ethnicity, but you weaponize it to defend class. Because globalists are elitists. They're alphas. They want the power because the power protects them from the struggle for resources. Because they don't struggle for resources. They have them. They have them. They have more than enough. They collect them, They've got surplus resources. But to do that, other people have got to create them. They've got to put the work in. And so as long as those people are docile, as long as those people are fighting in some sense with someone else, it makes absolute sense for globalists to fill Europe with Africans because it's not going to work out well. And then you can start blaming it on white supremacists. I mean, what I've never met one. I don't know what one is. I really haven't. I mean, maybe they exist, but they're the biggest threat in the world, according to the media. They've invented this problem. They've invented this bogeyman that supports the lower classes continually scrapping amongst themselves. It's a real turning point, I think, I've had over the last sort of 6 months. I believe in the nation state. I believe in the cultural nation state as well, and the ethnic nation state. But for everyone, for all nations. And the globalists, they don't want that because nations ethnically homogenous nation states are so powerful. They always have been, and that's what the globalists cannot tolerate, because that's the one thing that's in their way. So let me go here. Let me go here. Let me go. Let me. Imagine someone said no. Right, people, I've got to get a little bit of time to myself today. I woke up, started work, stopped work, had something to eat, serviced the missus, started streaming, and now it's 20 to 4 in the morning again. I absolutely love this stream. I'm going to try and get that video back up. It might get blocked only in the UK, in which case try a VPN. Thanks to everyone who donated. It really is the grease that keeps the cogs of these streams going. I try and stream every day. I'm up in my video output. I've actually made 3, but one of them I couldn't go live because Nick Ricator got a strike for the content that I used in the fucking video. Typical. And the one I made today about Dragon's Den has been banned worldwide. I'll see if I can get this other edit of it up where it just got banned in the UK. Who knows how it's going to turn out. So thanks for everyone who donated. Thanks to my boy Steve and my man Sleepy No Ears Rags for looking after the place. And special thanks to all of you lot for all your chat, all your feedback, all your talking amongst each other, and for keeping coming back here. And a special thank you to my Subscribe Star supporters who do get neglected. I've only got about half a dozen of them, but a couple of them have been doing it for years. You can get on my Subscribe Star. £1 a month, £2.50 a month would be wonderful. The way things are. I never got round to talking about how life can change on a sixpence. I had a load of things planned, but this is the nature of this stream. Look after yourselves, people. I will talk to you tomorrow. Bless you all. Hopefully, you might see a Dragon's Den video out in about 20 minutes. Let's finish with a bit of our friend Alex Jones. Ta-da!
The paradigm of absolute control. And that's why we're just out here doing simple things, pointing out that we're meant to be in nature and be natural. And this is where we find the source that God made to transcend the New World Order. And that's why they want to try to keep us out.
Lovely email. Don't forget to sign up to my Substack. Top link in the description. You'll love those stories.
Selling that body part. What more do you need to know about these people? I go out and face this stone. They literally crawl out from under rocks. They have green looking skin and they run around screaming, we love Satan, we want to eat babies. I have them on video. Hillary's in the creepy weird sick stuff, man. She sleeps in the same room with that creepy weirdo woman whose mother wears a hood over her head. That woman number one is ugly. Imagine how bad she smells, man. I'm told her and Obama just stink. Obama and Hillary both smell like sulfur.
Hello, Pax Max. I didn't know you were here, son.
Literal vampire pot and the goblins are hobbling round coming after us. My spirit gets close to that evil and I feel it go. We're such self-centered crap. We don't even notice hell itself rising up against us. Millions upon it, people of the very worst type, and I'm so pissed. We're gonna stab your daughter at the mall. We're gonna stab your wife, your son. We're gonna stab you with a butcher knife, and then the police chief is gonna say, we love our Somalis, we love our Muslims. Oh, they're so good, oh, they're so sweet.
I was watching Fox News as I worked out this morning.
It's weird because so was I. It gets me every time. Pizzle, you too? All right, people. Bless you all. Talk soon. Hi.